Hello everyone, Mike again from Hills and Haulers Homestead. So I'm giving you a vehicle session today. My son's got an appointment, so while he's in there, I'm sitting out here enjoying this beautiful 70-degree weather in December, right? What's going on with that crazy stuff? Today I want to talk about medical supplies, medications, and stuff like that for an SHTF situation, shit hitting the fan type of thing. So, on top of good food stores, good food and water stores, 3 months worth minimum. That's what I'm going to tell you from right now until the end of this, is I want you to have at least 3 months minimum. Good food stores, good water stores, ways to treat and filter water. You can get it all on Walmart. You can get it at Walmart. You can get ordered off of Amazon. You can get all the stuff that you need for that kind of stuff. So good non-perishable food stores, good backups for your backups, batteries for flashlights, batteries for radios, for communication. Make sure you have medical supplies, band-aids, gauze, bandages, tape, wraps, antibiotic ointment. Make sure you have like acetaminophen, which is otherwise known as Tylenol, ibuprofen, known as Motrin, naproxen or naproxen, also known as, was it Aleve? No. Is it Aleve? Yeah, that's what it is. It's Aleve. That's naproxen, naproxen. Now, the big thing with that is make sure you have enough of that, and you can vacuum seal those in bags. In the original bottle that they're in, go ahead and vacuum seal that in a bag. Now, when the expiration date on those, it doesn't mean you can't take them after that. It just means that they lose a little bit of their potency after that expiration date. But if you put them in like a food grade vacuum sealer, like vacuum seal bag and stuff, you're going to help extend that a little bit because you're removing that oxygen environment from that, even though it's already sealed. So you're just adding that extra layer of protection there. The other thing is make sure you have a good medical kit on hand. Just get a nice little duffel bag, or you can even buy the bags online. Walmart, online Walmart has a bunch of them. If you go on Amazon, there's all kinds of survival and prepper supplies and stuff like that on there. Have you a good basic medical kit. Know how to make a sling out of a bandolier, or a kind of like a big bandana type of thing. You can even use a pillowcase. You can even use just a strip of cloth or something like that as a sling if you have an arm or shoulder injury. How to splint. SAM splints are awesome to have. They're flexible. They're good portable splints and everything that you can fit in medical kits. Know how to control bleeding. They have a stuff now, it's called Stop Bleed or Bleed Stop or something like that. I can't remember what it is. And it's like a powder, and it's safe. It's absolutely safe to where if you can't control bleeding, you should just sprinkle that on there and it'll kind of help control that bleeding and everything. So it's safe. It's not going to promote an infectious environment or anything like that. But you want to have good pain relievers like acetaminophen, ibuprofen, Aleve, something that's also going to relieve not only pain, aches and pains, but also relieve fevers if need be. If you're into herbal medicines and stuff like that, know which ones you can use to treat aches and pains and fevers and things like that, upset stomach and all that other stuff. Ladies, feminine hygiene products, make sure you have those on hand. Make sure you have a stock supply. Not to try to sound gross or nasty or anything like that, but you can reuse a lot of that. There's a lot of that reusable stuff out there, and of course you have to wash it, but they do have the reusable types and everything like that. In a pinch, you can get creative, but like I said, make sure you have those kind of stores. Toothbrush, toothpaste, extras of that, all of your toiletry items. With your medical supplies, also any prescription medicines that you're taking. Now, I'm not saying stop taking your prescription medicines or start hoarding those, but make sure, and especially now if you do like mail order type stuff, with my job, what we're running into is there's a delay with the postal service, especially this time of year, and with the pandemic and everything like that, there's been a delay where usually it's, if they call and order their medicines to a refill, it's 3 to 5 days. Now we're upwards of 10 to 15 days. So I always encourage all of my patients, make sure you're refilling your medicines. There's a 2-week limit there. 14 days you can call in and renew your medicines and refill them. And I'm telling them, that 14th day you call in, and that way you're never without more than 10 days of medicines. You always have at least 10 days worth of medicines on hand. So the other part of that is anything that you can do to improve your health. at this point. And I know, we're getting on up to that new year, new me crap that we all make, promises of, and that we're going to do this, we're going to do that. And we get gym memberships and we start eating salads and start doing all the fad diets and stuff like that to lose that extra 20, that extra 30 pounds and everything like that. That's the kind of stuff that we need to stop. There are ways of eating that are not diets. It is a way of eating. It's a method of eating. It is a healthier way of eating. And you need to know what's going to work best for you. You may do all right on a whole foods plant-based diet. You may do all right on a low carb, high protein diet. You may do good on a high fat, moderate protein, low carb diet. It's individual for everybody. Whatever you see the most positive results with is what you want to do for yourself. South Beach doesn't work for everybody. Atkins doesn't work for everybody. Vegan doesn't work for everybody. Vegetarian doesn't work for everybody. Whole foods plant-based doesn't work for everybody. Carnivore doesn't work for everybody. Okay? You have to find out what works for you. It's taken me since 2017 to figure out what is best for me and what works for me. I've done keto. I've done low carb, high protein. I've done whole foods plant-based. And honest to goodness, the only thing that seems to work the best for me, where I get the best results, I feel the best, is a keto carnivore diet. But I do keep greens in my diet, so my green vegetables. I eat salads. I love good greens, good roughage and stuff like that. So I try to keep my carb intake just pretty much 2 vegetables. Okay, very, very little fruits. If I eat any fruits that I eat are berries, mostly strawberries, blueberries, raspberries, things like that, because they're lower sugar, lower on the glycemic index, and that works well for me. And anything that you can do to make yourself less medication dependent. If you're a type 2 diabetic, fix your eating habits, fix your way of eating. Find somebody who is knowledgeable, and I don't mean your buddy down at the gym who's eats chicken breast and doesn't eat anything else. You need to find somebody who's willing to work with you and help you along the way, and also under a doctor's supervision. Get yourself better, get yourself healthier. Find a good health coach, a good dietitian who is willing to say, yes, we're not just going to count carbs. We're not just going to do a diabetic type diet with you that's just kind of commercialized. Every way of eating is individualized. It truly and honestly is. So whatever you can do to make yourself less dependent on, the metformin, the insulins, or any of the other medicines and stuff that you're on, improve your blood sugar levels, improve your overall diabetes management, improve your blood pressure, lose weight, lose 20, 30 pounds, and you'll be amazed at what your blood pressure is going to do. And that was the response that I had, that my body had when I changed and found out what works for me. Is I came off of my blood pressure medicine, I come off my reflux medicine, and I've lost weight. My pants that I'm wearing now, I haven't been able to fit in like 3 or 4 years, and I'm having to wear a belt with them. I feel much better. My big thing is my time management for me, with getting a good exercise program going, a good exercise regimen. And I want to do more of a functional exercise regimen, where I want to get out and I want to walk the woods, walk the hills, you know what I mean? That's what I want to do. That's more functional for me, rather than trying to join a gym membership. I have a Bowflex I need to put together and get set up so I can start using it and doing some strength and resistance training, because it's all beneficial to us. And even if you just do 15-20 minutes a day, that's the best thing. If you're just going to walk on uneven terrain, I don't want you walking on sidewalks around in a circle on level ground. You need to go uphill, downhill, out across the side of a hill, things like that. Those work more muscle groups, and it's more beneficial to you in the long run. So good food stores, 3 months, non-perishable, good shelf-stable food, good food or water stores, water filtration abilities, water treatment abilities, medical kits, medications, over-the-counter medications. Don't forget cough syrup. Don't forget like your sinus medicine, like your Mucinex and your Sudafed, that kind of stuff. Have those on hand. And like I said, you can take those medicines and put them in a food-grade vacuum sealer, like what they call Food Saver. Okay, just that commercial brand that you buy at Walmart and stuff like that, and seal those medications in their original package in that. And that way, all the information is already still there. You're just giving that extra layer of protection from any degradation and stuff like that. And you'll hopefully lessen the effects of the expiration date. Or you can rotate through it. If I buy it today and I vacuum seal it and put it downstairs and it doesn't expire for another 3 years and something happens in 2.5 years, I'm still good. But if I know it, if I keep a check on it and know that it's coming up for expiration, stuff like that, and I need it or can use it, pull it out, use it, replenish it. That's going to be the key method, or the key here, because if something would happen, and I'm almost scared to say I'm just going to say when something happens, you're not going to be able to replenish that stuff. Don't put yourself in a situation where you're going to be, bang, the lights go out and you're like, what do? I don't have anything. I don't have enough food to get me through a week. I don't have enough food to get me through 2 weeks. I don't have enough medications. I don't know what to do. You're not going to call 911, because in that situation, 911 is pretty much going to be overwhelmed. Your emergency services, your public service stuff like police officers, fire, and EMS and stuff like that, they're going to be very limited. They're going to take priority. You're not going to call 911 and say, I got belly pain, I want to go to the ER. It ain't going to happen. You need to know how to help treat yourself. You need to start now to help get ourselves healthier, get ourselves in better physical condition to endure the hardships and everything that may come along with that. I can't tell you with this pandemic that it almost seems like, and I'm not putting it, I'll take the tinfoil hat off here. It almost seems like they're doing more and more and more to suppress the population. And I mean the numbers, suppress the people. Keep us, under the thumb, keep us under fear and everything like that. Like I said, I'm not going to get into the debate about the virus or its lethality or recovery rates or anything like that. But I'm going to tell you is there seems to be more and more effort put forth to keep people living in fear and keep people obedient. And, the people who were formerly rebels and rebellious are obey the rules now type of thing. And, it wouldn't take much, like I said, a coronal mass ejection from the sun, because we're coming out of solar minimum into solar maximum, wipe out the freaking power grid. People ain't getting their skinny soy lattes from Starbucks, and they're not getting their Walmart fix or their fast food fix or their Grubhub or their DoorDash. They ain't going to survive outside of a week. And that's just it. We're a society that we're 100% dependent on technology, convenience, and embellishments. And embellishments being, people don't even cook at home anymore. I'm not going to say there's very few people who cook at home anymore. Everybody they're getting their breakfast on the way to work. They're getting their soy latte, skinny moo cow butthole, whatever it is they get at Starbucks or whatever their coffee shop is. They're getting it for lunch. They're stopping on their way home. They're getting it. They're getting this from fast food. They're getting that from takeout. They're getting this from delivery, and nobody's cooking at home anymore. And all at once that goes bye-bye. It's done overnight. What are you gonna do? We're gonna eat it. Do you know how to fry an egg? Do you know how to bake a loaf of bread? Do you know how to cook rice? It's those little things that need to be really focused on, and people need to really start practicing more of. Growing vegetables, growing a garden. If you don't know how to do that, learn how to plant, learn how to manage the soil, learn how to manage your plants, know when to plant, know when to harvest, know when to trim back a little bit, know what a sucker is on a tomato plant and pluck those little suckers off. Just those little things like that are going to give you a leg up. Now, if you do have a garden, or you do garden, or you're planning on gardening, and we'll tell you now, order your seeds and do it now. Order your seeds now. Don't wait until closer to planting season. You order them now, put them in some Ziploc baggies, or so keep them, wrap them in plastic bags, put them under your bed in a cool, dark place, or back in the corner of your closet in a cool, dark place. Seeds will last, they're good for a year or 2 years. What happens is the longer that you keep seeds in a dormant state, the less germination rate you're going to end up with. So if you've got 100 seeds, maybe only 60 of them are going to germinate the longer that they set. So you're going to get that degradation in germination rate. Just those things. People, I can't again, I can't emphasize enough how much more we need to focus on and practice self-reliance and self-sustainability, even just for a little bit. Even just that little bit of, hey, I'm growing all my own tomatoes this year. I'm growing a little box of lettuce. I'm doing some container gardening. I'm doing a little bit of this. I'm doing a little bit of that. I've got 3 months worth of non-perishable food set aside. I've got, enough water put aside, or I've got ways of filtering water in case something would happen. I've got candles, I've got oil lamps, I've got matches, I've got lighters. I know how to start a fire without matches or lighters. I've got a good ferro rod. I've got a magnesium stick. I've got this, I've got that. I know how to plant a garden. I know how to grow food. I know how to, hunt. I know how to shoot a gun. I know how to, process in field dress and process my own animals and stuff like that. Excuse me. Got on a roll there and got myself coughing. Still lingering effects of COVID, by the way. If you notice on almost every video I cough, and that is the lingering effects of COVID from almost a year ago. So, the more self-reliant you can be and the more self-sufficient you can be, the less panic, the less problems we're going to have. Any type of situation, any SHTF event that occurs, as long as you survive the first 72 hours, your chances of survival increase exponentially. Excuse me. Starting to get dry there. And yes, if I have any vices in this world, it's Diet Mountain Dew. I can't stand it. I have that vice, but I love Diet Mountain Dew. And if it's not that, it's that Diet Lipton green tea with the berry flavors to it. Ugh, I love that stuff. So, and I'm not storing that. I don't have preps of Diet Mountain Dew or Diet Lipton iced tea, green tea. But, these are things that we need to be prepared for. All we got to do is look at the tornadoes last week. Those poor folks affected in those areas, even if their house is still standing, they still have shelter. They have no food. They have no water. They have no electric, no natural gas or anything like that. They're relying on what they had or whatever the services are bringing in there, and to have that ability to, have my own food stores and maintain my shelter and everything like that. Like I said, I'm never bugging out unless it absolutely positively have to. I'm hunkering in, I'm hunkering down. That's where my supplies are. That's where my safety is. I know that area. I know the weaknesses. I know the strengths. I know everything about that. There's no chance of me leaving that house unless my shelter goes away, or if my shelter is overrun, and that is being my home. Okay. So in that instance, then I do have an escape plan. I know where to go, and I have a destination, because if you don't have a destination, you're just a glorified refugee at that point. So food preps, water preps, medication, health, diet, exercise. Take care of yourselves. Get yourselves in a better position. Get yourselves in a position where you have a plan, have plans in place. That way, when something happens, instead of going into a panic, you go into executing the plans that you have in place. Folks, it's going to be it for the day. Sorry, we've had decent weather here recently, and I've been outside getting some stuff done, taking full advantage of it. If you don't mind, please give us a like, hit that thumbs up button, leave us a comment, subscribe to the channel if this is stuff that you're interested in and you're like-minded folks. I appreciate you, and we'll see you on the next video. God bless.